With questions that contain a question word, who, what, when, why, where, how often, how much, how many, the question word comes first. It is then followed by the auxiliary verb, then the subject, and then the verb. And the verb doesn't change because we already have do or does. Many people have difficulty expressing questions or forming questions. Keep the order in your head. Number 1, question word, if there is one. Number 2, do or does, or don't or doesn't. Number 3 is your subject. Number 4 is the verb. If there is no question word, you start with do or does. If the verb is to be and there is a question word, you put the question word first. Where is he? Where are you from? When is her birthday? How old are you? Okay, to finish the lesson, let's recap and look at the most important things that you need to remember when thinking about present simple. Number 1, present simple is used for habits, routines, facts, and general truths. We use present simple to talk about the things we do every day, every week, every month, every year, and the permanent situations in our lives. Number 2, you form positive statements with the subject and then the verb. And the verb only changes for the third person, he, she, and it, in which case we add s. There are some exceptions to this and some spelling differences which you can go back and revisit, but just keep that one key point in mind. Third person, s. Number 3, for negative sentences, we need don't or doesn't. So, doesn't for he, she, and it. So, doesn't for third person and don't for everyone else. So, keep that in mind. Negative sentences, we need the subject and then don't or doesn't, and then the verb. And the verb doesn't change for anyone. Number 4, we need do or does or don't or doesn't for questions. The question starts with the auxiliary verb, so the question starts with do or does or doesn't or don't, unless there is a question word, in which case the question starts with the question word. Question words are who, what, when, why, where, how, etc. So, question word, if there is one. Auxiliary verb, subject, verb. And the verb doesn't change. For the verb to be, we don't need the auxiliary verb do or does. Remember these key main things for present simple. Get it very clear in your head. Make a little graph if you need to. Practice by writing sentences, or even better, saying sentences out loud to someone or to yourself about yourself and about your life. Practice writing or saying negative sentences and practice asking questions so that when you do find yourself in front of someone who speaks English or who is speaking English, you are able to keep the conversation going. Questions are very important. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson and it was clear and you learned something or something clicked for you. We can use click to describe something finally sticking or finally making sense.